What's up, YouTube? Yeah, I'm back. I know it has been a while since I have done a video of any sort on YouTube. I have been prioritizing a lot of things in life. Anyways, I'm going to make a review about Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu. Keep in mind of one thing about this review. I have finished the game, the actual core game, and I have finished the Pokédex itself, so I do have the shiny charm and all that fancy stuff. But without set in stone, let's get into the review. So the core of this game is based off of one of the late 1990s games from the Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Yellow. It brings back a lot of memories of the Kanto region for many of you that have played the game a long time ago. So this is more of a 3D version of that memory. It came back to the core of what Pokemon was originally. Pretty much exploring the region, battling trainers, and capturing Pokemon. Many people have obviously looked at the biggest element being battles due to the fact that, there's competitions around it and all that fun stuff. But a lot of people completely forgot the core of what Pokemon originally was meant to be, exploring and capturing. So Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, Let's Go Pikachu have also teamed up, you can say, with Pokemon Go, the smartphone game. It brought the element of pretty much capturing Pokemon through that method. So let's go into a capture and I will show you what I mean. So in Pokemon Go itself, you capture the Pokemon with this similar menu. You have the bag, you could choose between a pineapple berry, raspberry, and nana berry that was introduced in Pokemon Go, so it makes it easier to catch the Pokemon. I'll use a raspberry, makes it a little bit easier on myself, even though it's level 3. So you use the Joy-Con controller as the Pokeball itself. You pretty much toss towards the Pokemon and you try and capture it. It completely removes the element of Pokemon battles in the wild to, make the Pokemon weaker and easier to catch. The only time you'll be able to do that is if you're battling the legendaries like Mewtwo, Articuno, Zapdos, and Moltres. Really clever move. I like that they implemented the smartphone idea of the game into an actual core Pokemon game, even though it is a remake. The other thing that was really interesting that they brought in was the fact that it's not just a single player game. You could actually play it with a friend. Player 1, player 2. So both players could play and battle and all of that fun stuff that is meant to be in a Pokemon game. So it's not just for solo players. You could also bring a friend along and just make battles easier and captures easier. Let's see, I'll show you the capture once I run into one. There we go. So how do the same idea applies when you're playing with the other player, capturing, toss at the same time, you get a chance to get a higher chance of capturing it. But it's a brand new idea that I'm really excited that they did implement into this game. The graphics haven't improved tremendously. Now, I'm going to say this based off of the fact that you can see the trainers. I am not basing it off of Pokken XD due to the fact that there were no trainers. So the last Pokemon trainer-based 3D game I'm going to say that is not on the 3DS would be the Wii version, Pokemon Battle Revolution. In the game, you get to see your trainer, you get to customize your trainer, and you get to see the Pokemon in a 3D-like model. In this game, they have improved it. They made it much more chibi-like and much more, inclusive. There we go. With the music that they have remade from the original games to what we hear now, it's much more inclusive, much more engaging, much more dynamic, which is a really smart move. There is, however, of course, the things that most people don't like. But for my sake, I'm gonna say the things I do not like personally of what they did to the game. One, the first would be the limited of online things to do. What I mean by that is, let's see if I can find a safer area. So when you go to the communication button and you play with people online, you go to the far away, because that's how everybody plays. When you do single battles, instead of, waiting 30 seconds for a player to show up, you have to put in a code. Like, 3 Pikachus, 3 Eevees, Pikachu, Eevee, or Bulbasaur, etc., etc., etc. And it's a really dumb move due to the fact that it kind of removes the whole point of what a Pokemon battle is supposed to be, random. But it's just, safety and all that stuff. The other thing I don't like is the fact they removed Wonder Trade. Now, keep in mind there are 2 versions with exclusive Pokemon. For example, in Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, you get Bellsprout. In Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu, you get Oddish. Not many people can get both games, so the fact they removed Wonder Trade makes it a little bit more challenging to complete the Pokédex. It's possible because of Pokemon Go itself, but challenging because they removed that element of anybody can help kind of idea. So I really don't like the fact they did that. The other thing I do not like is I'm going to admit this game did feel easier for me. Now, I have been playing Pokemon since the original Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald version that was on the Game Boy Advance. So, good long time ago. I have played the other games as well, don't worry about that, but that's when I started playing the Pokemon games and realizing, how difficult the games do get over time. This game did feel easier, especially when they pretty much make it as, easy can get. But for the veterans, they will say it is feeling a little bit easy. The only thing that makes it challenging would be the ending of the master trainers being implemented, because you have to challenge each trainer with that specific Pokemon. So, for example, if I go to Lavender Town, there is a Master Gengar trainer. If I do a battle with that Master Gengar trainer, I could only use a Gengar, nothing else. If I win, I get the title. You collect all 152 titles, you become, Pokemon Master. My only thing I really hope for in this game down in the future is that they do more updates. Why do I wish for more updates? Due to the fact that Pokemon Go itself, it's already at the Sinnoh region. That is a really far jump compared to what Pokemon Let's Go is at currently, which is the original 151, 152 Pokemon. So, with that set in stone, I really do see a very high potential update for this game down the line, but not for a while due to the fact that there is another huge game being released, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Overall, if I were to give this a rating of Pokeballs, you can say, I would give it 8 out of 10 Pokeballs, due to the fact that it is limited of access online, and it just felt easier. I wish it was a little bit more challenging, but overall the graphics have improved tremendously, the gameplay got more interesting and much more appealing, not just to veterans but to a variety of people, and it's just much more enjoyable when you could play with your friends as well. So, with that set in stone, comment, subscribe, leave a thumbs up, ring the bell, and all that fancy stuff. My question to you guys for this review: if you can do this kind of game for any version of the regions, which region would you do? Kalos, Unova, Alola, Hoenn, Sinnoh, any of those. Which one would you do? Leave your comment down below, and I will see you guys in the next video.